Live. Mariupol evacuation halted as civilians killed near Kyiv. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. Earlier reported that Putin and France Emmanuel Macron had spoken by phone for nearly 2 hours. We are not getting details of what was said from both Paris and Moscow. I just hope this is not what this one they're saying people were killed. I just hope. Initially, when they said that they have agreed that they should pause and cease fire for people to evacuate, and I was saying that this is actually a bad idea. Let's find out more, the news in detail. The LEC said Macron had urged Putin to end the Russian assault and ensure the security of Ukraine's nuclear site after shelling caused the fire on the site of Zaporozhye nuclear plant. Putin told Macron Russia did not seek to attack nuclear plants, the French readout says. Putin also told Macron that Russia would achieve its aims through negotiation of war, the French presidency said. Meanwhile, the Kremlin readout says Putin blamed Ukrainians for the nuclear plant incident. He told Macron it had been a provocation staged by Ukrainian radicals. Ukraine has blamed shelling by Russian forces. The Kremlin added that Russian and Ukrainian personnel were jointly guarding the site and that the radiation level were normal. Putin also said Saturday's attempt to evacuate civilians from the southern cities of Mariupol and Vonovka had failed because Ukrainian nationalists refused to let people leave and used the temporary ceasefire only to reinforce and entrench themselves. Ukraine said Russian shelling had continued during the ceasefires on both Saturday and Sunday. Earlier today, the Red Cross said the two sides had failed to agree details of how the evacuation would work. Senior UK military officers are genuinely worried that some British troops, regulars and reservists might try to join the battle in Ukraine. Last week, the UK's Chief of Defence People, Lieutenant General James Swift, sent out a message to the chain of command stressing that UK military personnel were not authorized to travel there. If there was any suspicion that troops were trying to make their way to Ukraine, he said it should be reported immediately to the service police. The message warned that if 7 British military personnel went to fight in Ukraine, they would be putting not only their lives in danger, but also risk giving the mistaken perception to Russia that Britain has sent in troops to engage in hostilities. Chief of Defence Staff Admiral Sir Tony Radakan has now underlined that message, telling the BBC it will be unlawful and unhelpful. At present, the military defense does not believe that there are examples of full-time British military personnel going absent to fight in Ukraine, but it is harder for them to keep tabs on reservists, who often also have another career. It's a royal wedding in the heart of war. Amid the bloody horror of war, a couple from the European Territorial Defense Forces have gotten married, not far from a checkpoint on the outskirts of Kyiv. In the sorry scene, Valeria and Lesia, both dressed in camouflage, held a small ceremony surrounded by other members of Ukraine armed forces and Kyiv's major. This is not funny. This is not funny. Russia will surely invade Ukraine. UK, US and NATO, you are the real problem of us world. Well, you both lies. We know how destructive you are. Never the Russia the loss. If Ukraine is hit, the only thing you hear is civilian target. Chai, or you both don't destroy this world. There is nowhere they use lie. There is Linus almost everywhere. There is people they call Linus everywhere. Okay, on this note, we've come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of the day.